In this video, we will use some generators to create some CSS code and then copy and paste it in Dreamweaver or any other editor you're using. I'm gonna do an example with Dreamweaver, but you can apply this to any editor. So there are so many CSS generators on the web. You can just search, and I'm gonna open a few of these. And I'm gonna start with this one here. It's called CSS tree generator. It goes by topic, so I can choose which thing I want to use in my website, which thing I want to stylize using the cascade style sheet. For example, we can start with something simple like a gradient, and from here it's gonna get me to a gradient generator. So it's this one here is called Colorzilla, and I can like customize here a little bit the gradient, and I can change the orientation. So everything is usually user friendly in this website. So uh, then all you need to do is copy the code and paste it. So that's the code right there, the CSS. So I'm gonna click on the copy. Sometimes you can just click on copy or just underline, do Control C, Control V. And now let's go in Dreamweaver. So I'm gonna open up a new HTML document, and I'm going to create a new CSS style in the page. So I'm going to create a new source inside the HTML page, not external CSS, which is covered in other videos. And I have an entire course in Dreamweaver plus extra guides that you can check. So I'm going to paste it right here, but this will not work because it needs to be applied to an element in the page, which we don't have at the moment. We only have the body, but I want to create a new one just to show you. So I'm going to create a new selector here, and I'm going to type dots. Let's call it just box. So I'm going to do actually an ID. So I'm going to do hashtag box, and this is going to create a rule, a selector, sorry, in the CSS where we can put the rules. And these are the rules that we got from the website. So I can cut them and paste it right here. So just Control X, Control V. I can delete everything else if I don't want it. Just leave the code. And that's the one that is going to be applied to any, oh, actually, it's going to be a unique div because we use the ID. So I'm going to go to Insert Panel, Div, and I can choose where to insert the div. And if I want to apply a class or an ID, in this case we have the ID, so I'm going to apply the ID. So you can do this also all the way around. You can create first the div and then create the class or the ID, or create first the class and then apply it directly in the div creation. And so now this is the div we just created with the box ID. So if we go in the selector here in the CSS designer, let's give some dimension to this so it's going to be clearer what we're doing. So I'm going to assign width and height, and there you go. You can see that is going to be our box where we just apply the gradient code we got from Colorzilla. Now there are a lot of presets that you can use. You can customize them. You can do a lot of stuff. And this is just, one of the generator. We have like, I think hundreds or if not thousands of generators out there. This is for columns right here. It's another website. It's called Webcode. And here we can go and also generate animations like blinking animations. So we can work with the opacity of the elements, or we can work with the movement and do some bouncing, etc., etc. So again, these are all presets that you can use. You can customize them. You can change the name. You can change the duration. You can change whatever you want here on the left side. And then when you're happy, you just get the code on the right side. You can see the code section is right here. And these are two codes we need to copy and paste. So let's make a test also for this. So I need to copy this in the element that I want to use as animated. So I'm going to copy this animation, or I can just take the text again, do Control C, Control V, and paste it into the element that I want to animate, which is going to be our box here. So I'm going to paste it directly in the box. Now this is not enough, so try to follow all the instructions, otherwise things will not work. So you can see it's not working here. So what I'm going to do is go back and copy the rest of the code, which needs to go inside the CSS but not inside the box. So I'm gonna go here, and there you go. That's the animation right there. Now, sometimes the animation is displayed once, sometimes can be triggered by an action of your mouse or of an action that you will do. You can set up all of that again using generators or using CSS. We already saw this in previous lessons, in previous guides. So if you're interested, you can just go back in the playlist of Dreamweaver and you can find them in the playlist, and you can check again the entire course if you're interested. Now you can see we have a lot of presets here, in animation, out animation, etc., etc. So a lot of stuff to explore, investigate, study, and eventually use by copying and pasting and adjusting it, fixing it inside our page, inside our code, and etc., etc. So then we have like background. Here we can customize the color, the background, the filters for the image, the layout, the lists, etc., etc., the cursor, and so on. So there is a lot of stuff in here. And this is another one. This is going to be the last one I'm going to show you. And I think this one it's also good because it shows you can pick examples from the gallery for all these effects like transparency or rounded corners for buttons, etc., etc. Again, we have the gradient. So these are really helpful because they show you right away what's happening in the preview. And these, you don't need to download and install anything. They all run on the web, so they are really quick and easy to use apps that you can just go there and experiment with, and then you can like mix and match part of code from one generator, parts of code from another generator, make sure that everything works, that things they don't like override. And you can see here I'm playing with the effects that I usually apply using CSS Designer in Dreamweaver, but there are also other editors that are less user-friendly than Dreamweaver, so these tools are even more useful in that situation. So if you want to go quick and stylize something, you can use these CSS generators definitely, and then copy and paste it into whatever editor you're using. If it's not advanced like Dreamweaver, that's even gonna be better. And also here we have animations, so you have rotation, the movement, resize, animation, etc., etc. Check the duration here of the speed. We have delay and like other stuff again that you can do. So I'm gonna again copy everything and just paste it into the Dreamweaver code view. Now this is a class in the specific. So if I copy this, I can paste it, and then I can apply it using the class. There you go, to my box here or to something else. So here I just need to click, choose the class, and that's it. It will be applied, and make sure that things they don't override, like animation or names, they don't override, otherwise you won't see the effect. So this will be all for this video guide. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe to the channel to stay updated for more, and if you want to support us, join us as a supporter. This will help us to create more videos, guides, courses, etc., etc., which you can already check in our channel. So thanks for watching. See you in the next.